Hello, here's another video of my song creator. I have my vocal volume turned up, but you're going to hear some background noise. I'm not going to filter it out. So I wanted to share another update to this song creator of what I did today. Now, I'm still not comfortable in sharing the source code, but I will share an update from where I was yesterday's video. Where yesterday I had imported all these scales. Well, today all 1200 of them, they work. So what it does right now, it randomly chooses one and then it sets the notation for Guitar Pro. Um, Today's update, I wired this in and I also added dotted notes. Now this is a big deal. I added dotted notes, you'll see. Because before I only had whole, half, quarter, 8/16. And there's an average a lot of 16ths, but now that there's dotted, the tempo is not too fast. But so let me just generate. So what's going to happen is it's going to generate a file in this format. It's going to say the scale name and the date. This was the last one generated. So I'll have to show you my current progress, what I've been working on. Past couple days, well, Saturday, Sunday, I programmed all day, and then Monday through Thursday, the weekdays, I've been programming every day. So this has been an ongoing project. So I'm not going to show the code yet, just show the scale file, and I'll show you the output of what some of the prints I have. So you press play, prints this, all done. Let's scroll up to the top. Choosing scale, D sharp, Hindustan, excuse my pronunciation. Then it prints, I was debugging, and I had to enable these prints. These are each measure, note length, note string, note fret, count of each. So let's see the file that was generated. Okay, so this current version, change it to show the title as a scale, and there's 3 arrangements. They're all 3 generating notation, the same formula, algorithm, whatever. As in, the way I wrote this was first calculate the measure, the notes. So 4/4 time signature. The measure is 4 seconds. Grabs a random. So there's an array that I have of all the note lengths. Includes the whole, half, quarter, 8/16 plus their dotted note variations. So it randomly grabs one of those, and it calculates 4 seconds by randomly grabbing and adding and seeing you know and it was complicated because when I introduced dotted notes, I had to introduce something else because in the PyCharm you can't do double dotted notes, which means sometimes if you add notes of only dotted and basic, it's possible that you'll get yourself stuck. Like things don't add up to equal 4 equally when you don't have a double dotted. So I had to introduce the concept of deleting an entry note so that way I could backtrack and then add something that does fit that will eventually add the 4. Now there's something else that I spent a long time on that I finally perfected today, I think. So you'll notice the strings and the frets. They stay in The frets stay within a 4-finger distance while the strings stay within a 2-string distance, as in string 3, string 4, string 4, string 2, string 2, string 3, as in it won't go string 2 to string 6. There's a limit. It'll only jump 2 strings max. And the limit, you'll notice, as I said, you get 4 fret radius. So like by default, I hold them all to start at the 1 through 4 fret range. And it's kind of funny because before that I had it so accidentally, like the first arrangement would stop at whatever arrangement, and then the second arrangement would start at where the first one left off, and the second one would end at a certain part, and the third one would start where the second one left off. But right now, they all start 1 through 4, and they all go their own way. So like the plan is, of course, to have the rhythm be chords and pattern based, but right now it's, like I said, lead, rhythm, alt, lead. I'll use the same formula. So right now it doesn't sound very good, but the fact that the strings are 2 away, like 2 distance max, and the frets are between 4 fingers, that alone is a huge accomplishment, along with, the note length, adding the 4, grabbing the notes, the scale. You'll notice that, like I said, it prints a scale, D sharp. You could even look up what even that is, like of all the lists here. D sharp, well, if I could find it. But, I was kind of brainstorming having a GUI for this program. Like you choose which scale, or have the option of choosing which scale, then it'll just generate the notes for you. So as you can see, it doesn't sound the best, but it's something that I could adjust over time. It's quite a lot of progress to get where it is now. Like I said, I'm not comfortable sharing the code at the moment, but it gets quite complex. It has to be well-organized code, it has to make sense. So this is D sharp. Let's try another one. Next one will be, well, I'll just look at it. Achromatic. Oops. And it's kind of interesting to see where each arrangement goes. So if the first arrangement's going up to 3, well, I mean, they all are in the range, but you'll see second arrangement is going up to frets 9 to 10. So if it starts at 4, then it goes 5, 7, then it goes 9, 10, 8. I mean, ideally I would work on increments, and I could possibly work on slides, but this is a lot of progress where I'm at now. So third arrangement is at 5, 6, while the first arrangement's still at 1, 4. Oops, second arrangement's back to 1, 4. So that's interesting. It went from 10 back down to 4. That's interesting. Then the first measure is going up to 6, third measure going up to 6, third measure going up to 10, first measure 9, 12, 14. So it's transitioning slowly. Like, the goal was to not have it pick any random notes and it'll be like all over. The goal is for this to be playable, but there still may need to be work on having this in Rocksmith, but you can kind of get the idea. I think there's potential in this. Like I could try again. So I told it to do a certain amount of measures. I think there's 89 measures. I told it to do 93 BPM. Now I think it's possible to change. Like when I usually write manually songs, I like to change the tempo for the measure and mix things up. That's probably possible with this program I'm doing. Just tell it to switch up the tempos, the measures along the way through. Yeah, like I said, the next thing, get bends, chords, ghost notes. So many scales I never even heard of. Like literally, I have 1,200 lines of scales. Like, that's insane to me. But yeah, there's some work to be done on this. Like, there's even, I was thinking maybe even possible to have this alt lead to grab the lead and just transpose it or make slight adjustments. But I haven't decided the details of it all yet, other than technical. Like, it's technically working right now. Eventually I'll have to play and then adjust it. But yeah, the rhythm I think is up next. Make it more pattern based, like having the same note length for 8, 12, 16 times, or the same chord that many times. So I have like patterns and this rhythm. Because it's, you write rhythm a certain way and you write lead a certain way and you write lead a certain way. But let's see what the next one is. Japanese, B Japanese. I don't know how much I should show in this video since I'm not showing the code. If I were to show the code, that would be a lot of in-depth detail. I just show you how I wrote this. But I figure I'm still updating it, and I want to keep the code private for the moment. This is I could tell you how I wrote it. Like each measure is its own object. First, like I said, it gets the note lengths, and then it gets the strings, then it gets the frets at the same time as the strings. But it's, basically each measure is its class. I have a measure lead, measure rhythm, measure alt lead, and there's a loop that shows, while measure is not number of measures, create measure, then go for every measure, lead, calculate the note lengths, get the strings, get the frets, and then eventually add that in. It goes for every note in a scale, compares the previous note with the current note, make sure it's under those conditions. Like I said earlier, like there are several files I'm sure I have that I could show you some fast or previous examples. Like this is I don't know when, a couple of days ago or whatever. This is another file example I have of the strings going from 6 to 1, and like 6 to 1, that is not playable. Like look at that. Also, there were a lot more. I didn't have the dotted notes, so you had a lot more 16th notes. But like, yeah, if you look at this, you can see the progress I made. So yeah, lots of progress, I would say. There's probably more examples, but I kind of like where I'm at now. Looking like I made a lot of progress if you look at all this. Just gotta think. The goal, like I said, pick up guitar, rocksmith, play. So, also make it sound good. You could tell a robot wrote this. You could tell like the chaos that it is right now, but there's a lot of progress. There's a lot of potential, and it's kind of fun to mix programming and music. One day maybe I'll go over the code, but until then I might just post updates like this. That might be it for now. I can't really think of anything else to cover that I want to share. A sharp Jewish? What is this? Like, I'll play this. I just gotta, improve the notation, add slides, add ghost notes, add rhythm chords with pattern, and I don't know, I'll probably end up playing one of these songs and mixing it together with my playthrough. And even though it's not perfect notation, right? I'll have to play to see how it feels and know how to adjust it. But it'll be fun to make an album called Computer Generated, where all the notation is computer generated. I think it would be easier, maybe not easier. I certainly get more variety out of this than I would handwriting notation like I've done before. Yeah. Also, I'm not very comfortable with fret 20. I don't know about you, but that's something I may have to limit later. Like, I also actually have plans to, I'm writing it so you could check off what strings that you want or what frets you want. So like if you don't want to play a certain fret, you just uncheck it. You don't want to play a certain string, uncheck it. Like I want it to be very configurable. Like the idea is just to take the hassle out of the way of creating a song. And also I can't underestimate the scales. Like I'm excited to play notes that are strict in the scale so I know the notes are correct. Although there's more that I may have to learn, like what is a root? Does a root mean I could switch scales? I don't really know how to tie more than one scale in the song. Do I stick with one scale? Could I have each arrangement be a different scale in the same key? I don't know the rules, so I'm excited to dive into that. But I guess I'll see you in the next update.